Hello everyone, it is the Vicious Vixen and I'm going to attempt to do a new video for y'all. Hopefully my mic works because I ain't getting up to put it back in if it's not. And if you can hear me right now, that means it works and I didn't have to do a voiceover. So I am working on a new cosplay. Well, I was already working on these, but I wanted to take some time to just focus on this one since I'm really excited about it. And the other costume that I'm working on, which is my Ren Fair costume, isn't needed until like October. So I'll probably start working on that one again a bit closer to that time. But if I do work on it, I'll still record it and whatnot to show y'all. But right now, we are going to focus on my Cruella de Vil cosplay that I've been wanting to cosplay for like forever, basically. So I am going to try to tell you about my plans for the cosplay and like logistics of stuff that I've worked out for it so far while I do a test makeup, basically. And I thought it would be fun because that way we can compare how closely I stuck to what I planned on doing versus what the end result will be, not only in the makeup but also in the notes that I've taken. And then we can also talk about what I really liked about the cosplay, what I didn't like, but that will be in the final. This is just kind of so I can get ideas together and share with y'all what I've done so far or what I plan on doing. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do. So yeah. So for the format of this video, at least at this moment, I am going to just do a voiceover because it's easier for me to keep track of my notes, because I will stay focused on one thing for far too long or completely forget something else. At least for now, I'm going to do a voiceover. Let me know if you like this format of watching me do like test makeups, and I'm going to add photos and clips of whatnot that I'm talking about when I can. But yeah, we're just going to kind of hop right into it. Also, this is not necessarily a tutorial. I did put the products that I use down below, but if you need to ask me a specific timestamp of something that I'm using, just put that in the comments, but all the products listed are below. Another thing I would like to note is that I'm not looking at the most recent Cruella movie for inspiration. I am focusing on the animated movie depiction of her, as well as the 2 live action movies where Glenn Close played as Cruella de Vil. The most recent one, I ain't got nothing against it. It's just not what I'm going for. If you prefer that version, then by all means, like, go with that look. That is up to you. Do whatever you want. It's your world. I'm just a squirrel. But that's not what I'm going for. So yeah, and I'm not doing any exact recreations of this, any of the looks from those Cruella movies. I might take a fabric idea because I like it, but I'm not making any exact copies of those costumes. So just keep that in mind while watching this. Thank you. So for Cruella's hair, I knew that I wanted to do a braided wig, a long, extravagant, luxurious braided wig. But I ran into a few problems. One was that I couldn't find any lace front synthetic wigs that had enough parting space for me to braid the front of the wig as I envisioned. So if it was a lace front, it had enough width to go across my hairline, but there wasn't enough depth, i.e. The distance from the front of my hairline towards the back of my head, for me to braid it and make it look natural as it transitioned into the rest of the braids, which would cover up any wefts, or it just had wefts on the sides of the parting space that separated the black and the white, and that meant that I would have had to like unpick some stuff and then it try to ventilate the wig cap or something like that, or the wig the lace of the wig, to try and make it look natural so that I could braid it. So I thought, okay, well, we're just gonna have to do this from scratch. I purchased a human hair 13x6 lace front section, and I dyed it to the black and the white, and it would not tone properly. I knew that it wouldn't be pure white, as if I got a synthetic wig that was just plastic and it's already coming in the color that you want. But I knew that if I could at least get it close, I'd be able to match it to the hair that I was going to be using, the braiding hair. It would be fine. But then having to try and tone it every single time I washed it to clean it out when I wanted to wear the cosplay, I just was like, this is not worth it. And then the hair itself wasn't very good quality. I wasn't worried about that, as I said, since I'm not going to be wearing it on a day-to-day basis. I didn't mind it being cheap, but at the end of the day, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to try and search for a synthetic lace front, and if it comes down to it, I will just ventilate it because I really wanted to do this cosplay. So I looked on Amazon, I searched on Google just like for synthetic lace frontals, and that didn't really come up. But I got lucky and I found a cosplayer. The video is kind of old, but I will still link it, obviously. And they mentioned this website called coscraft.co.uk. And while they don't sell lace fronts, as in like full 13x6 sections or anything like that, they do sell I think it's called wig lace sections. And basically those are literally just if you want to add a hairline to a wig to make it look natural. Like, it's the barest amount of hair that it's thick enough to where it can conceal like a really harsh hairline, like, you know, when you get like the really cheap wigs from eBay or AliExpress, or you get a wig that it has bangs but you want the bangs to be pushed back. You can just sew this section onto the very front of the wig, and instantly it's got like a nice little transition. And so I thought, okay, this is exactly what I needed. So the first thing, oh Jesus, did y'all hear that lightning or that thunder? I mean, I hope y'all did, because that spooked me. I can't see out the window and I got that scared me. Okay, it caught me off guard. Okay, back to what I was talking about. So the first thing that I did, since I already had some samples for another white-haired character that I'm working on, I ordered some hair color samples from the website and compared them to some braiding hair samples that I have from this website that I always get my braiding hair from, called ikickshins.net. You would be so surprised at how many different shades and tones of white there are, because it was a struggle. Doing the ones for the black hair, it was easy. They had natural black, jet black, and just black, and that was fine. That was 3. I have at least like 5 or 6 from each company of just different tones of white. There's cream, there's alabaster, there's off-white, there's bone white. It was a lot. It was a lot of work, but I finally found the matching white hair color that I could order the lace front sections in. The second thing I had to do, the company has currently, I think, 4 different colors of lace, and obviously from the pictures on the site, monitors can make colors look different. So I had to order at least 2 of these wig sections, these lace sections, so that I could compare them to the skin on my scalp to see which would be easier to blend into my scalp. So I ordered a dark brown one, and then a like beige one. And when I got them in, the beige one worked best. As you can see, I'm going to try and show that on the screen. So now that I know the color of hair that I need and the color of lace that I need, The only thing left to do is figure out how many of these wig lace sections that I need, because while they are a decent amount of hair width-wise, i.e. going across my hairline, they don't have enough hair going vertically back, i.e. from my hairline towards the back of my head. That is no fault of the company. Obviously, I'm not using them technically what they're intended for, so that's no one's fault. But what I'm going to have to do is make sure I order at least 3 more of these in the correct wig color and the correct lace color, so that way I can sew 2 of these together to make a larger vertical section, and then I can sew them together using invisible thread. What I think I'm going to do is try to hide it under one of the braids. That way it just looks, like it came this way all together. But I'm going to have to order those and then order the rest of the braiding hair, and then I can finally start on this wig. I will obviously put all the info again in the description box, as well as when I make the video on how I make the wig. I'll put all that info in there. But I'm really excited about it because this was a struggle. The wig was the hardest part, trying to figure out how to do this, but we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna do it, and it's gonna look amazing. For her makeup, as far as her eyebrows, I don't know if I want to make one of her eyebrows white, or at least part of it white. I was thinking about doing that because I imagine her hair is kind of like a birthmark, and you know how some people's birthmarks legitimately just transfer to even their skin pigmentation. So I thought that might be cool. I do test that out kind of in this video, but I cover over it because I didn't like the product that I was using. So I will try that again and then give y'all updates on whether or not I decide to keep it. I might even put it up to a vote. It just depends. For the clothing, I'm going to try and do this piece by piece if I can. I already knew that I was going to do a pantsuit with a blazer jacket and some high-waisted trousers. So I went ahead and drew out my idea, and while I did that, I found tutorials that I have saved as far as sewing those pieces. And once I was happy with that design, I did add some more accessories and whatnot just to have a general idea. But then I went on to figuring out what I wanted them to look like, since I was happy with the construction. One look is obviously heavily inspired by a look she wore, Glenn Close wore in, I think it was 102 Dalmatians. And it's this half black, half white contrasting outfit, and she has on this cape, this corset, and a pencil skirt, and it's black and white, but the sides flip-flop. And I transferred that to my pantsuit, and I was really happy with that because it's one of my favorite looks. And then another look that I wanted to go for was this black and white Dalmatian spots on the pants and the cape and the blazer, and then the inside would be red lining. The gloves, she would have these really long red gloves, and then like other red or gold accessories and whatnot. And I liked it just because it was really jarring, especially in comparison to like it's simple and elegant and chic, but also it's still really extra because she's wearing the Dalmatian fur. She finally got her Dalmatians. So I went ahead and put that up for a vote on Instagram. I was hoping that one specific one would win, and it did end up winning, but I would have been happy with either one. Also, if you are not following me on Instagram, you should totally do that, so that way you can be more involved in my other creative processes, as well as just following me on social media, because I have an Instagram and a TikTok and a Facebook page. And yeah, let's be friends. Let's do that. For shoes, I am going to go to a website that I've used before. It is called Only Maker. I have pretty long feet and they're also kind of wide at the ball of my feet. I wear a size 11, and this website makes shoes that go up to like a 15 or 16 American size. It is a Chinese based website, I believe, but I've ordered from them before. And I am pretty sure that I've already seen a few shoes that I have in mind that I would like to wear. But for Cruella, for this specific design, I'm going to use a chunky or a block heel with a platform because those are very comfortable to walk in. And if I'm going to be at a convention, obviously I'm going to be able to sit, but if I'm going to be walking around, I want to be comfortable and still look cute. And the shoes, the pants are long and wide. They're high-waisted, and they're also I'm 5'9", so I'm tall, but I also don't want them to like drag around and whatnot. So I'm going to make the pants, obviously, because the shoes are going to take a bit longer to get here. And once I get the shoes, I'm going to try them on with the shoes, and then if I need to like raise the hem on them, like because I'm going to do the muslin and everything too, but if I need to raise the hem so that way they end at about the same length or a little bit higher than the shoe, that way they aren't going to drag, and then it'll all still look really seamless and well put together. And also just ordering the shoes from Only Maker, since I have ordered from them before. I know the shoes are gonna be nice quality and whatnot, and I'm going to be able to wear them not just with this costume. I don't want shoes that I can only wear with this one thing. So that is my plan for the shoe. Also, you should check out Only Maker. This isn't like an ad or anything. I just like their shoes because they have so many different options. Depending on whether or not I do make the outfit out of fur or polyester, like fabric, suiting fabric, the accessories will either be made out of fur, like at least like a clutch or something like that. But in general, the accessories that I do have in mind are jewelry, like large brooches, large earrings, maybe a large ring. She didn't necessarily have a lot of like tiny bits of jewelry. She didn't necessarily go number over like quantity over quality. So we'll probably look into finding some really big earrings and whatnot, see what I have in my stash, and if I can't find anything, I will more than likely make them. I was thinking about making a cane, and she obviously has her cigarette holder, which I already have, but I might have to paint it depending on the rest of the color scheme for the accessories. But all of that will be included in another video once I decide whether or not I'm making them or I'm purchasing them. So yeah, that's it for the attire. So we are just going to round out this video by talking about the makeup. Yes, this is a test, and we're going to talk about the test while we are doing it. So one, I did go with purple eyeshadow. I know that Cruella does have green eyeshadow, but she also has green eyes, and I just wanted to get an idea of whether or not, if I did have the green contacts, which I am ordering, if that would make the eyes stand out better, if that would be more of a piercing effect. But I will probably be going with the green eyeshadow just because that's the iconic Cruella look. As far as the contacts, I do have green contacts, but one, they aren't prescription, so I wouldn't have been able to see myself doing my makeup, and two, they are not bright enough against my eyes because I do have brown eyes. So I'm going to go to either Pinky Paradise or Unique So and order some contacts that are prescription and that are bright enough. If you are looking for prescription contacts, just to let you know, I do have a coupon code with Unique. So if you would like to save some money, it is a Vicious Vixen. I will put that on the screen as well as down in the comments, and not comments, down in the description box. But also Pinky Paradise is really good too, and they both usually have some pretty good deals. The only thing is that neither of them are American based, so it might take a bit for your contacts to get there, but they are usually worth it. The contacts prescriptions usually last for a year. They also have them in like 6-month ranges. It just depends. As far as the base routine, I was just trying random stuff out here. This isn't my usual, but I will link in the cards a video of an original character makeup that I did, and I will probably go with that base routine. Just because I like how the finish went and I like how highlighted my face was. I will more than likely overemphasize some of the contouring. Usually I only contour my cheekbones. I don't really contour my nose just because I like my nose bridge and it's kind of wide. I'm fine with it. I like it. But for Cruella, I would like my face to appear a bit more angular. So I will probably contour my chin a bit and contour my cheekbones a bit harsher, I suppose. And I might do a little bit of contouring on my nose, but nothing too drastic. It'll look drastic because I don't do it very often, but it's probably not that harsh anyway. As far as my blush and highlight, I will more than likely still do like a really red blush, basically just because I want it to blend in with the face, but I'm not going to put on a super heavy amount. The color will just give a lot of payoff, basically, because I do still want everything to look really nice and put together. So we're going to make sure all the blending is done seamlessly and whatnot, because it's Cruella. We have to make sure we do it right. And for the lips, which is often one of my favorite parts, I have already picked out the lip combo. I have yet to decide whether or not I specifically still want it to be a glossy lip or not, because I do have a lip product that it will remain glossy and I can carry it around in my purse because it's one of the NYX Shine Loud lipsticks. And it comes with it's a matte liquid lipstick, and it comes with like a gloss that you could put over it, and it doesn't transfer as long as the gloss is on it. But I am planning on extending the corners of my mouth just a little bit because my lips are already full, but I would like the corners to be slightly pointed, so I will play around with that and see what I like. But as far as the lip liner combo and the gloss and whatnot, that's already settled. So hopefully in the next test we do, or the next update I give, we will already have the face planned and figured out. Hopefully also that will include the contacts so that we can get a kind of nice little preview of what we're going to be working with. So here is the end of the video with our first test look at my Cruella de Vil cosplay. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave any questions or comments down below, as well as tell me if you kind of like this format or not. I might start doing this with my other preparation videos, we'll call them, just because I feel like it's easier and kind of chill, honestly. But yeah, let me know if you have anything down below, any concerns, questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to say hi, honestly. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Also share this video if you have any other cosplayers that might be interested in seeing the process of someone else. And yeah, I hope all of you have an amazing day, make good choices, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.